dark, and beheaded. Let's talk about the Hat Man. So who is the Hat Man? I became fascinated with this paranormal phenomenon 3 years ago, 2019, when I watched a documentary on the Hat Man. Now, unfortunately, I watched it for free on Amazon Prime. But when I went to rewatch it this time, it's not free anymore. It's like $5.99. You have to rent it or buy it, whatever. But if you can, I highly recommend watching that documentary because it is amazing. There are other like low budget documentaries or movies. I didn't look too far into it because they did not look good on the Hat Man. But if you can watch the original The Hat Man documentary, it's amazing. But let's get into who is the Hat Man. So, the Hat Man is an entity. He is tall, dark, shapeless, doesn't really have like facial features, usually described as being 6 or 7 feet tall and always wearing a hat. Now, most people experience the Hat Man standing at the end of their bed or in the corner of their room, but he has also been seen at the end of hallways and stuff like that. Now, most people, and I also forgot to mention, sometimes he has red eyes. Great. Now, most people experience the Hat Man during sleep paralysis, the state where your brain wakes up from dreaming or sleep before your body does. So this is something I have personally never experienced. Thank God, please, I don't need to experience this. But basically, you're trapped in your own body. Your brain is awake, but your body can't move. And a lot of people experience very terrifying things in this state, whether their brain is still kind of dreaming or they actually are having paranormal experiences. And I mean, they will see things, hear things, and it's usually incredibly terrifying. Like I said, a lot of people experience the Hat Man in these states. Now, it seems like the Hat Man really loves to watch people, and maybe that's why so many people experience him in a sleep paralysis state, because the Hat Man entity himself doesn't realize that they are awake and doesn't know that he should be leaving. Most people describe their experiences with the Hat Man as he will slowly fade away after a few minutes, or he will just suddenly shift and not be there anymore. But everyone describes the same thing. When they see the Hat Man, they just have an overwhelming sense of just dread and or fear. Which, I mean, you wake up in the middle of the night to a man standing over you or at the end of your bed, yeah, you're gonna have an overwhelming sense of fear. So why is this considered a phenomenon, and why did this capture my attention so crazily? So the reason this documentary was made was because a few years ago, people started posting their experiences online, and they discovered that this was not just them, and it wasn't just in an isolated area. People were experiencing the Hat Man all over the globe, and these were people from all different walks of life with all different kinds of beliefs. You had people believing he was the devil or a demon or just all kinds of different things. And like I said, it was happening globally, and not just in recent years. There are reports going back as far as the 1940s of people waking up, or not even just waking up, but of people seeing this entity in a hat. And these are also people who have never met, never spoken, just suddenly getting online and finding all these other experiences that are identical to theirs. That to me is so crazy. I mean, imagine having an experience that feels so like once in a lifetime and so crazy that you don't think anyone will believe you, and going online and reading all these other stories that are identical to yours. That would be, I can't even imagine the feeling that would bring you. Now, many psychologists and psychiatrists and dream people, dream doctors, have tried to chalk this up to cultural experience and, people sharing different fears. Like, some doctors have even tried to link the Hat Man to my one and only Mr. Freddy Krueger because of the hat and the nightmares and all of that. But that doesn't explain how these experiences have been going back as far as the 1940s and even farther. We don't know. It's just crazy. Like, I get where the doctors might be trying to make sense of it and trying to place that blame, like trying to find reason in this experience. But it just doesn't make sense. So who is this Hat Man, this entity that haunts people when they are waking up or even not even sleeping? Because like I've said, he's been seen by people who are wide awake and just walking through their home or, other places. Who is this Hat Man that likes to watch people but has a very distinct form and obviously travels the globe? Is it a single entity or is it just a force? What is the Hat Man? I fully do believe in forces beyond our understanding. I've obviously had many experiences that lead me to believe that there are so many things out in this world that we just don't understand and cannot scientifically be measured or proven. Like, yeah, so even though I have not myself experienced the Hat Man, and even though I'm fascinated by the Hat Man and I love this phenomenon, I don't want to experience it. I fully believe it. I mean, there's just too much evidence and there's too many stories, and for it all to just be some global hoax, it's just not realistic. So what do you guys think of the Hat Man? Is he real? Or is he just some phantom from your half asleep brain? Have you guys had any experiences with the Hat Man yourself? Or would you want to have an experience with the Hat Man? Let me know in the comments down below. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I love you so much, and I will see you later.